Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. We're going to pick up where we left off yesterday with the WrestleMania 35 coverage. This video is going to be covering the Shane McMahon versus The Miz in the Falls Count Anywhere match. This, of course, is coming off of the breakup of, I'm not sure if they were called like the world's greatest tag team or the best in the world or what it was. But then, of course, this angle started months ago. When Shane McMahon stepped in for The Miz, winning the best in the world at the Saudi Arabia show, that I can honestly admit that I just didn't watch because I had really no thought of care about it. The Australia show I watched wasn't that great. The world's greatest Royal Rumble, didn't really feel like I really missed anything other than that cage match between Brock and Roman. And just came home from work, saw the spoilers that were up. Well, I guess they weren't really spoilers. The event already happened. But didn't really feel like there was anything that was out there. And, of course, that's when the world was going crazy, that Shane was going to be turning heel, started becoming the main authority figure of SmackDown, and he was going to be basically just waving that trophy around in everybody's face. And none of that really happened. It even really took months for the Shane and Miz tag team to come together, for them to win the tag titles. I think they won the title, and in their first defense on a pay-per-view, they lost it. Then trying to go back and win it from the Usos, basically Shane turned on The Miz. I never really understood the storyline that was going along with that. The Miz was making it seem like winning that WWE Tag Team title was going to make his dad proud of him, and he needed that tag title to be able to define himself as a wrestler. Honestly, The Miz is the guy who won Money in the Bank, cashed in Money in the Bank, and won the WWE Championship. From there, he kept that title all the way until WrestleMania 27, where he main evented WrestleMania against John Cena. Even though, everybody really knows that WrestleMania 27 was all a big build-up to The Rock versus John Cena at WrestleMania 28. The Miz won that match. The Miz beat John Cena in the main event of WrestleMania 27, keeping the WWE Championship. And for some reason, The Miz teaming with Shane McMahon on a borderline who cares pay-per-view is the match that's going to make The Miz's dad proud of him. It really made no sense to me. So Shane finally turns on The Miz, basically, throws everything on the plate of The Miz. That's the reason why they lost the titles. They weren't able to reunite them. Shoved the dad in the face, jumped The Miz from behind. And then all of a sudden, this just boils down to a Falls Count Anywhere match. For a Falls Count Anywhere match, even to happen on Monday Night Raw, let alone WrestleMania, I really believe that it deserves more of a build-up. This is almost like when, they're counting down the months, and then all of a sudden they have a fresh feud, and they go right to throwing the first matchup of two guys into the Hell in a Cell. And then basically, because everything that happens in WWE happens in the portions of 3 pay-per-views, you go from having a Hell in a Cell match to having just a normal match to having just a normal match. And when I was a kid, it was months of build-up of matches that finally led to the cage match, which, that was it. It's over. It's done with. To me, honestly, having a stipulation on this pay-per-view, I think really the only other stipulation I can think of is the Triple H versus the Batista No Holds Barred match. A stipulation really builds something to the match that makes you really care about it. And this match, even on WWE's.com on the WrestleMania site, is the 5th most important match on the show. And to me, I don't really see how just the breakup of a tag team. The only thing I can think of is this is the Shane McMahon match. Since Shane came back, Shane wrestled against Undertaker. That was some people's main event of WrestleMania 32. He had the opening match against AJ at WrestleMania 33. Last year, what the hell did Shane do at 34? Oh, it was Shane and Bryan against Owens and Sami Zayn, which was kind of non-eventful. And I don't know what the original plan was, but a good thing Bryan came back, because that was the only thing that really made that match meaningful in my mind. So Shane, he doesn't do a lot of wrestling in WWE if it's not one of the big pay-per-views or one of the big money pay-per-views like the Saudi Arabia shows. So I don't really see Shane doing anything other than maybe wrestling on that Saudi Arabia show. So I don't know how you continue this over. And plus, on top of that, Shane doesn't really win a lot of his matches. He just goes all out, gives you everything he's got, and leaves it there. The Miz, I can see winning this match, but then The Miz takes off from this as a babyface. And where does this guy go from here? I mean, does he go after... He's on SmackDown, so he would go after the United States Championship. Maybe he goes after Samoa Joe, and we have Miz versus Joe matches, which... I like The Miz. The Miz wrestles in good matches. Joe wrestles in good matches. But I don't think off the top of my head Miz versus Joe makes good matchups in my mind. It's not a dream match that's out there. I have been surprised before, but The Miz is one of those guys that I always hope for. I always dream that this guy's gonna reach that next level, and it's like every single time he wins one of those mid-card titles, it is what it is. The guy's a better heel than he is a babyface, but you watch that reality show with him and Maurice on the USA Network, which is going to be debuting on the Tuesday after WrestleMania, after SmackDown. The guy's the biggest babyface in the whole world. Nicest guy you'll ever meet. Bend over backwards for almost anybody in the world. So I can see them putting him in that line. So I don't really understand the Falls Count Anywhere match. Definitely Shane is going to do something borderline stupid, possibly leave WrestleMania concussed yet once again. I'm not saying I'm not going to hate it. I just don't know where it fits on the card. And I don't really see where this buildup of this match deserves Falls Count Anywhere.